Do you feel like your website just isn't working for you? You hired a designer, you launched a site, maybe refresh your brand, but despite all of that work, it seems like you're not getting more inquiries or better leads. Here's the truth. Many modern websites look good, but they often lack personality. What they don't have is you and the way you do things. And if your site doesn't communicate that clearly, visitors won't feel a reason to reach out to you. Most web designers use templates and stock photography, and that saves time, but it often creates a generic, impersonal feel. And that disconnect is what holds back your conversions. So how do you solve that without doing another full redesign? We've created hundreds of videos that help businesses connect more effectively, and we've learned there's 3 specific types of videos that can dramatically improve website performance, especially for service-based businesses that rely on personal rapport and trust. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what those videos are, why they work, and how they help you solve one of the 2 biggest problems that service businesses face online. Not long ago, people found services through referrals, yellow pages, or by walking into a storefront. Now people find you through Google, social media, or reviewed platforms. And while that makes it easier to show up, it also means that it's a very crowded space. So, the challenges of growing a business online really boil down to 2 things. Either not enough people know that you exist, or the people who do find you don't believe that you're the right solution for them. We're going to focus on the second one, the conversion challenge, because this is where your website is doing most of the work. People are landing on it, the traffic is there, but they're not taking action. And that tells us something important. It's not an awareness problem, it's a trust problem. Now let's talk about how to fix that. Most businesses treat their website like a digital brochure, but it's actually a sales tool. With zero-click searches becoming more common, people don't need to visit your website to learn the basics anymore. By the time they get there, they're likely considering you. They're almost ready to buy. That means your website should help close the deal. And that's where the right videos come in. Videos created specifically for your website can quickly establish a connection and build credibility. They're focused, intentional, and when done right, they convert. Let's start with the first major shift that can make a real difference. Most people arrive on a website wanting to know one thing. Is this for me? They're trying to quickly understand what you do and who you do it for, and why you're different from the rest. That's where many websites fall short. When you communicate that clearly and quickly, your visitors feel like they're in the right place. Connection makes them more likely to stay, explore, and reach out. To support that moment, one of the most effective things you can do is create a video that speaks directly to those needs. It doesn't start with your story, it starts with theirs, their challenge, their situation, and how you solve it. Then, once they feel understood, you introduce your story and your why. This structure lets them say, "This is for me," and once that happens, they begin to trust you. This type of video is often called a brand story or explainer video. At its core, it's really just about helping people feel seen and understood. When done well, it answers 3 big questions. What problem do you solve? Who do you solve it for? And what makes you different? Only after that do people start to care about how you got here and what your values are. Because until they believe you understand them, they don't care about your story. Get that part right and you lay the foundation for connection and action. Now let's say they do understand what you offer. They know the problem you solve, but that doesn't mean they're ready to trust you completely just yet, especially if you're selling high-ticket services. We all know the power of word of mouth. It's the gold standard in marketing for a reason. People want to hear from others who've been in their shoes. That's why hearing from real clients makes such a big difference. When someone speaks honestly about what they were feeling before they reached out, maybe they were skeptical, unsure, or overwhelmed, and then shares the transformation that they experienced, it taps into something deeper. What makes these stories effective isn't sound bites, it's relevance and clarity. It's hearing directly from a client about the problem that they had, what it was like working with you, and the results that they achieved. This kind of straightforward, relatable proof helps potential clients evaluate your services with more confidence. It reduces risk, builds trust, and positions your business as credible, results-driven solution. This is the role of a client or customer testimonial video. When done right, it turns interest into action. If they don't believe you, they won't buy. So with your brand story and your testimonial videos in place, you've got visitors sticking around and reaching out. But we're not done quite yet. There's one more spot where many businesses lose momentum: It's the consultation call. Sales calls are often repetitive. If you've done a few, you know that most prospects ask the same questions over and over. What are your services? What's the timeline? How much is this going to cost? Imagine if you could answer 80% of those questions before the call ever even happens. That's what an FAQ or sales video does. It helps filter out unqualified leads, saves time, lets you focus on the real conversation, the kind where you actually diagnose the client's problem and talk solutions. This is probably the most overlooked video, but it has the biggest direct impact on your sales process. It also improves your show-up rate because people feel more prepared and like they already know you. If their doubts aren't answered, they won't say yes. This video helps remove those lingering doubts. So let's bring it all together. You're investing in driving traffic to your website, whether it's through SEO, ads, social media, or referrals. But that effort is wasted if your site isn't built to convert. And conversion depends on connection and trust. These three videos, your brand story, your customer testimonial, and FAQ video, work together to guide visitors through that journey. First, they understand you, then they believe you, and then finally they feel ready to take the next step. Now that covers the conversion problem, but what if your site isn't getting much traffic to begin with? What if you've got all the right pieces in place, website, social channels, directory listings, but your traffic numbers are still flat? That's an awareness issue. And while video can help there too, it takes a different approach. Content that builds visibility over time. It means more frequent posting, broader messaging, and often a bigger lift. We'll cover that in the next video. For now, focus on what your website visitors need in order to say yes, because once that's in place, every marketing dollar you spend becomes more effective. That's how you turn a good-looking website into a business tool that actually works.